And so here we go, the 76ers to start it. So here's Miami's starting group. Richardson and Johnson are the forwards. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. And it's Whiteside in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Simmons. And that one, good. Simmons got the game going here with the first basket for Philadelphia.
And what skill from Simmons. A total genius at reading the defense and exploiting them in the paint.
Steve, Hassan Whiteside, a fearsome finisher inside with his length. Talk about his offensive game for us.
Well, he's starting to develop a pretty good touch out to mid-range. He has soft hands, a little floater in there. Still, it's his dunking and finishing that keeps him in the highlight reels.
Raiders against Redick. Johnson the screen. Ball's knocked loose. 6 to shoot. Dragic kicks to Richardson. The tray. No good. Shot missing. And Philadelphia the other way now. Simmons on the wing. Count that bucket.
Look, this is how you draw it up coming out of the locker room. 3 of 3 so far.
Not a fast start here for the Heat. 7-point differential.
And they're facing the team that dismissed them from the postseason last year. So certainly a little payback in mind.
Well, we know Goran Dragic is very crafty. He can get his shot off in that mid-range area.
Simmons with it. Here's Saric. And a miss there on the triple. And it's Johnson that time on the assist by Richardson. Johnson's got his first basket of the night.
Nice presence inside. Johnson with a variety of moves and extremely good footwork makes him a difficult matchup.
Now here's Simmons. Saric outside. Screen by Simmons. Saric passes to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
What strength on the slam from Simmons. Punching it home and sending a real message there.
Johnson with a screen on Simmons. Simmons against Dragic to the inside. Here's Richardson. Got a hand on it. And Redick kicks to Simmons. There's the pass to Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And it's 6 points for Joel Embiid.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Heat trail by 8. Passes it to Richardson. He kicks it to Whiteside. Pass to Dragic. From deep three-point range. Cans it from downtown. Dragic has got 5.
And a Hail Mary by Dragic. He's certainly not shy.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Simmons sets a screen for Saric. Back to Simmons. Off target at the rim.
Ooh, you know that's one he liked to have back. Point blank range, and he missed it.
Oh, what an incredible effort from Simmons, using his length so well when he's hitting the boards.
No good from Dragic.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Back right after this. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the 76ers, what are your thoughts?
Boy, I tell you, it didn't take them long to find their rhythm. Strong offense through one.
Yeah, their scoring's been on point. They've got the early lead. Always feels good when that happens.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Heat, Winslow and Olynyk fill up the forward spots. Wayne Ellington is out there with Johnson, and it's Adebayo in at the center position. Teams in both conferences battling to get to the NBA Finals. Steve, what do you like to see in a championship series?
Kevin, I would love to see teams that are kind of evenly matched a lot of times, both in style of play and then also to have the stars within the stars. And what I do hate, though, is a team that is at a disadvantage because of an injury. That's the one thing I hate, because you always have the debate, if this player wasn't hurt, what would be the outcome?
And Simmons slams it in.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now here's Johnson, looking for his first basket still in this one. Pass to Olynyk. There's the screen, off the pick. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
That's how it's drawn up. That is, everything but the finish.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Winslow against Johnson. Winslow, the pass to Johnson. A three-pointer, no good. Philadelphia leading by 8. Outside, Simmons. Chandler outside. And Simmons kicks to Fultz. Expanding his range. And Winslow pulls it down. The Heat trail by 8.
Justice Winslow won a national title at Duke University. The 10th overall pick in 2015. He's a lockdown defender who can guard all 5 positions.
And the shot is good from Johnson.
I mean, just a good shooter, taking what the defense allows. Finds some space out beyond the arc.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here. And back in 2015, Winslow the top vote getter for being the steal of the draft, but offensive struggles have held him back somewhat.
Still gaining confidence in his outside shot. But what he can do, he can handle, he can pass, and he's a great cutter. They're still confident he can put it all together.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Johnson. Robert Covington comes in for Simmons, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Then for the Heat, Waiters, he's checked in for Adebayo. Rodney McGruder comes in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Dragic in for Tyler Johnson.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Now here's Dragic, guarded by Fultz from the arc. And no good that time. And the 76ers go the other way with it. Covington wide open. He fires. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. Covington's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Outside Dragic. And it's McGruder in the corner. And that one drops for him. McGruder's got his first points of the game.
Pretty tall point guard. Goran Dragic sees the entire floor. Terrific look.
Fultz kicks to Chandler. Embiid the screen. And the pass to Covington. Down low. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It goes on Dion Waiters.
Well, the offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Hard to maintain your discipline, but obviously this was the game plan coming in, and they're carrying it out.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Whiteside comes in for Olynyk, and James Johnson is subbed in for Justice Winslow. And that one misses. The Heat trail by 10. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball. The 76ers have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Embiid the screen. Here's the screen. And here's Fultz. He got it up. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And so it's Philadelphia with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, what needs to change going ahead in the second half?
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Ben Simmons had it going on in the first quarter. He had 10 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the 76ers?
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. You know, that part of the game is pretty when it's going in. We've seen plenty of teams try that and fail. Got to have a balanced approach. And tonight, they found a ton of success inside. Basketball and championships are won inside out. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Kenny, what'd you think about Miami?
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
The beautiful skyline of downtown Philadelphia, all lit up, pressed up, and ready to go. Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. You look at Ben Simmons in this game, he's been everywhere.
And through 2 quarters, surprising how aggressive he was offensively.
Yeah, he's a guy who likes to let the game come to him. He really pushed the action. We'll see if that continues here in the second half.
And now the third quarter about to get going. The Heat trail by 10. Saric is the 4 with Embiid in the middle. Redick and Covington, the shooters on the wing. And it's Simmons in at the 1 spot. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And the wide open shot from Redick. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 4 assists in the game. The Heat shooting 43% for the game. Dragic against Simmons. Johnson the screen. Here's Whiteside. The kick out to Dragic. Whiteside a screen on Simmons. And stolen by Redick. Oh, and here we go with Simmons. Nobody back.
Oh, that is just unreal. Is this the dunk contest, or are we actually playing a real game?
No, this one counts, Greg. Believe me.
Oh, my
with confidence to attempt that alley-oop to himself. And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. And Smitty, for players going from college to the pros, which skills tend to be most immediately transferable?
You know, I think the skills on offense, a lot of times those guys are able to drive the basketball and penetrate. Those are the guys that can transfer easily from college. I think it's hard shooting-wise, being able to shoot the 3 ball at the college level, because at the NBA level, the line is pushed back. And I think the one skill level that gives a lot of young guys gives them a hard time is defensively. I think that's the one skill is not easily transferred to the NBA.
It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it seems every season new records are set for the number of three-pointers made and attempted. It's proven to be successful, and of course, it is a copycat league. It's hard to know why it took so long for everyone to catch on, but now that they have, the effects continue to ripple throughout the league.
They sure have, David. Thank you. Johnson, he's checked in for the 76ers. T.J. McConnell comes in for Simmons. Wayne Ellington's checked in for the Heat. Tyler Johnson comes in for Goran Dragic. Clock is at 3. Now, here's McConnell. He's guarded by Johnson. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Great D that time from Redick. The 76ers leading by 12. Johnson dishes to Redick. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Saric inside. He's guarded by Johnson. Good. Saric has got the lead up to 14 now for the 76ers.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
And the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
Wilson Chandler's checked in for the 76ers. Markelle Fultz comes in for J.J. Redick. And then for Miami, Bam Adebayo's checked in for Whiteside. Justice Winslow comes in for James Johnson. And Rodney McGruder's subbed in for Josh Richardson. Johnson, the pass to Ellington. Here's McGruder, guarded by Fultz. To the middle, Adebayo kicks to Ellington. The 3 from Johnson. Miami no good on that time either. The 76ers leading by 14. Here's Chandler. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. Chandler's got his first bucket in this one.
Fultz is not just looking to score the ball. He also is equally engaged in terms of facilitating for his teammates.
Now here's Ellington. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. McGruder. Again, the miss by the Heat. For Philadelphia, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Now, here's Fultz. He's guarded closely. Inside. It's deflected. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Johnson outside. And stolen by McConnell. Lobbed up there for Chandler. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And so it's Philadelphia with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We come back right after this. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. The 76ers leading by 16 on the floor for Miami starting the fourth. Adebayo is out there with Justice Winslow. Then it's Kelly Olynyk. Then there's Dragic. And it's McGruder in at the shooting guard. Now here's Simmons. And he converts the layup. Simmons got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the 76ers.
I just love the heart of Simmons. Doesn't matter what the D throws his way, he's still able to complete the play.
Here's Dragic, and Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And slam dunk by Sharp.
And Fultz is a solid distributor, good at finding ways to get his guys involved.
The Heat trail by 20. Dragic the pass to Olynyk. Back to Dragic with the shot. Money from the wing. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Passes to Fultz. Embiid sets the pick for Fultz. Kicks it to Embiid. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Olynyk. Steve, now that you've had a little time away from the game as a player, what are some of the things you notice now that maybe you didn't notice when you were playing before?
Well, I think right now the emphasis on nutrition. Kevin, I did not take that serious. I thought I could eat whatever I wanted to. And I think also right now I look and love what is going on technology-wise as far as guys being able to use technology to help their game and to enhance their game.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Robert Covington comes in for Wilson Chandler. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Markelle Fultz. Richardson, no luck.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Covington with the bucket.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Timeout called, the Heat. When you look around the NBA, are there any small issues you think could grow into bigger issues, Steve, going forward?
Well, I think the one issue right now is what are teams doing at the end of the year versus trying to stay competitive and win games or trying to look possibly down in the NBA draft lottery.
Right.
I think that's one of those problems that we have to address. I think also small markets, I don't think that's much of a problem if you have organizations in the forefront. Winning is in the forefront. I don't think whether it's small market or big market, guys do look at that as far as endorsements, but I don't think that'll be a problem.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Well, this is where he shows both skill and body control along with the attack mindset.
Now here's Embiid. Outside, Simmons. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Embiid wide open. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss.
A mix-up with the defense leaves him wide open from mid-range, a shot he usually makes.
Dragic against Simmons. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Some changes for Philadelphia. Johnson comes in for Saric, and it's T.J. McConnell in for Simmons. The Heat also changing it up. Olynyk, he's checked in for Whiteside. Ellington comes in for Dion Waiters, and it's Tyler Johnson in for Goran Dragic. Pass to Covington. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here, we're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Covington's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Philadelphia.
Their superior ball handling won it for them.
And fewer turnovers equals greater scoring opportunities. Any coach will tell you that. If you take care of the ball every possession, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you do.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Ben Simmons.
You know, the story of this game was his offensive production. It didn't matter what the defense threw at him. He just found ways to counter and led his team.
Redick for 3. Rebound by the Heat. It's Richardson on the wing. Miami no good on that time either. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. It's Covington on the wing. He kicks to Embiid. Feeds it to Johnson. And then Johnson with the dunk.
And they've earned this one, showing an ability to dominate in front of their home crowd.
You know, you feel on top of the world when it happens as a player, just the relationship you have with the fans.
So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.